So, I am not a very religiously observant person, but I am proud to say that I am, in fact, a Jewess. And, yes, thank you, please. All the Jewesses here. Please clap. Okay, good. There are some Jewesses here. So I am proud to be a Jewess, and when I went abroad for the first time to Moscow, they were like, do not be proud that you are a Jewess here. And I was like, why not? Why shouldn't I be? And they were like, you are not the chosen people here. You are the people who get beaten here. So I was like, okay. And so there were like many sort of important Jewish events that happened within the year that I was in Moscow that time, and I didn't do any of them because they were always saying, these are my friends, don't go, don't be proud you're a Jewess, you will get beaten. I was like, I don't need to get beaten, so I'm not going to go. But after I went back home again to the States, I felt so badly that I was like ashamed of being this great Jewess, and I was like, F it. If I'm ever back there, I am going to go, and I'm going to see all the Jewish sites. I'm going to go to synagogue. I'm going to be like, I'm going to be all up in my Jewness. So what do you know? I had a do-over. And I got to bring my Jewessness to Moscow. And I decided I was going to visit as many synagogues as I could within the week that I was there. And I was like all set to go. And within like the first few days, I could not find a single one. But I did find the most rinky-dink Jewish community center. Now, I don't know if you guys like have gone to Jewish community centers, but like the one I had where I grew up was like swimming pool, sauna, handsome Jews, beautiful Jewesses. Like, it was like great. So this JCC was none of those things. It was like a banya, a mud hole that like ugly Jewesses would sit in and like, you know, sauna themselves. I mean, it was a mess. But I just so happened to meet an insane woman, really, an insane woman at the JCC. And I didn't speak much Russian, she didn't speak much English, but we decided that she was going to show me around Moscow and show me where all the synagogues were. And I was like, this is where it is at. So the language that I knew was like very small. I think I could say like, Меня zовут Leah, у меня 21 лет, which was, my name is Leah. I am 21 years old. So I figured like that would get us by pretty much for the day, which was good because all she really knew how to say was Yivrit, which means Hebrew. So pretty much the entire time we walked around Moscow where they hate Jews, and she was like, Hebrew to me, and I was like, oh, this is gonna go real well, I can tell. So she did exactly what we had arranged, this stranger, and she started to show me around the various Jewish sites of Moscow. And the majority of those sites were pretty questionable. Like, one of them was the Chabad house, and that's where like uber Jewesses go. And so she like ushers me in there, and they don't like me at all because my hair isn't covered, and she's like talking to men, and it's all just a no-go. But finally, I think I see a synagogue out there in the future for me, and she does bring me to one. And we walk inside, and it is like super, super small and super dark, and there is like your stereotypical old Eastern European Jew kind of like running the place, and I'm thinking, I finally found what I'm looking for. And still haven't found what I'm looking for. So I found what I was looking for anyway. And this woman is like trying to talk to this guy on my behalf, and all she's really saying is like Ivri, you know, Hebrew, and I'm like, it's kind of obvious at this point. And she's like blathering on about something else, and I'm just like, look, I just want to see what it's like inside this actual synagogue. And she goes on and on and on, and she pulls out of her wallet this picture, and I understood this part, and she says, my son, and I understood that her son had something to do with this synagogue, and I wasn't sure, and so I looked at the picture, and it's like a picture from maybe 1974, and it's like this boy who's lying there with his eyes closed, and I knew then that this son of hers was dead for many years, and that this is where they had buried him, at the synagogue. And she ushered me inside the synagogue, and I don't know if it was because I was seeing a Jewish synagogue in Moscow where my family was from for the first time, and I felt this spiritual experience, or if it was because I recognized this crazy woman's dead son and his final resting place. But I cried like an ever-loving baby. And my Jewish do-over in Moscow was long overdue, but fucking worth it.